I mean, we all saw it for the first time about 2 weeks ago. Flying and diving and swimming, I mean, it's just such a wonderful gift.
They're really such ennobling themes in the end. They celebrate the best in humanity.
This is the only pure thing in this world.
It's kind of wild that it was 2017, like 8 years ago, that you were first announced casting. I finally hear, is this like a relief now? You're like, yeah, I'm here, it's out.
I mean, at some points in the past 8 years, I've thought, was it all a dream? Did it actually happen? But there was also a part of me that felt so thoroughly satisfied and like accomplished with the process. I was just like, artistically and personally so fulfilled by the time, the 18 months that we spent filming, that I was like, cool, if it just stays at that, then I've still like gone beyond.
I feel like throughout all the Avatar films, Quaritch gets the best lines. Like in this one, it's like, I don't die so easy, or something like that. I'm paraphrasing at the time, but when you're saying those kind of lines, you're like, yeah, this is cool. Like, thanks, James.
I try not to.
Deliver them.
You know, I don't want to be commenting on the lines. I'm not sure I want to be bathing in them or dwelling on them. I just want to say them as kind of as truthfully as I possibly can. But yeah, but you know, Quaritch likes a good zinger, just like the rest of us do.
There's so many one-liners that Quaritch has that it's just like, no one else can deliver them like Stephen Lang. How is it working with him on those scenes together?
Yeah, he's got a lot of one-liners as Quaritch. He's got a lot of one-liners as Slang. I mean, he is so quick. He's a whip. I learned a lot from him about how not to play the villain, but play a really good, badass character.
For fans coming back to this, what are you hoping they get from it when they come and see Fire and Ash next week?
I feel like this movie is a lot about, for me, it inspires a lot of compassion. I think through Varong as well, through Quaritch, seeing the shades of gray in people that can so easily be, you know, disserviced by a black and white interpretation.
You're able to sort of leave politics behind and experience the planet in a different way, and see what the corporations are really up to, and how blithely they erase species.
And how hurt people, and we are seeing a lot of that in the world right now.
What really impressed me about the movie was how intimate it is. I think because Jim has a family, you know, he was able to bring the joy and laughter and exhilaration of the family, but certainly these themes resonate throughout all of the characters and the world.
They're really such ennobling themes in the end. They celebrate the best in humanity.
And so I think through this film we can feel inspired to unite in a place of greater compassion. Because also ultimately when we go to the cinema, everybody's blue. Like everybody in the audience is Na'vi. So there we are. We're all different. We have different opinions, different perspectives, but there's something fundamental that's good and right and true in all of our hearts that we can feel in this film.
Way of Water obviously had you doing motion capture for the first time. Second time around doing this, I know you sort of filmed them around the same time, but does it get easier filming with those kind of suit and motion capture and understanding?
Well, you know, there's a simplicity to it. The process itself is fundamentally, the technological aspect of it is not something that I really need to be all that concerned with. What's wonderful about performance capture is it does free the actor just to get deeply, as deeply as one can, into the scene with whoever it is you're acting with. It's just the nature of performance captures.
Do you sort of have to forget when you're on set in that volume that you've got this massive helmet, all the dots on your face? Because we had the side-by-side of seeing that and seeing it in the film, and you just see everything in there. It's so detailed, but you must have to forget. It's a weird acting performance side.
I mean, you always have to forget something when you're doing a film. Like right now, we have a camera right there, and I'm doing my best to forget about it. And we've got these lights here. We've got, you know, I've got chairs. I've got a little hair that's pulling in the back here. And we always have to do that. So it's no different in that sense. But what it does is it liberates the actor from having to think about their close-up, having to think about their camera angle, having to think about their lighting, and it's like all the process. It just feels like a rehearsal. It feels like rehearsal after rehearsal after rehearsal when you're doing the scenes. So the power of the human imagination is limitless. And we are constantly imagining things that are no good for us, and they kind of govern our lives. And so it was really cool to get behind the wheel of my imagination and actually create something with it. And it was easy because on the set you have a lot of focus. You have a lot of very, very masterful artists that are giving their all and putting their heart in it. And so it's actually a very easy place to forget.
I don't really approach them as a performance capture suit and cameras. It becomes my wardrobe, is what it is. So I approach the performance capture suit with the same, in the same way as I would if I were wearing a marine tunic, or if I were wearing a loincloth as a Na'vi, or face paint, or whatever it might be. That's what the performance capture becomes. That's what the suit becomes. That's what the markers become to me. This is all a flight of the imagination.
Yeah. I think he called it like digital makeup, which feels
You can do
perfect
that,
to
and I think
yeah.
that's descriptive to a point.
Varong is such a different type of antagonist. I don't want to use villain or antagonist for the Avatar series, because her whole clan is so consumed by grief and driven by that grief that they've lost. What was your way into that mindset? Because it's an intense character to play.
Yeah, and I think the grief and the loss the grief and the mourning at the pit of her anger and rage, those pieces were like that was my like grounding rod, touchstone for every single scene. I wanted to have that very present in her and her resilience. I had plastered my trailer with horrific images of burn victims and fire escapes and volcano and things like that. I don't think I'll do that again. But it was definitely useful for me. And then I connected to my own rage that I had against the world in a place when they hired me. I was very confused and very angry about certain things that I had been living and seeing the injustices of the world. And so I kind of identified with that.
Are you an actor who can switch those kind of things off?
I don't know if I can switch them on or off. I feel like I'm one of these people. If you go like, look, I'm like, huh? So I'm like, I'll just go, my attention will go to wherever it needs to be. And then it's only when I kind of like zone out that things creep back in.